Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and we're going to talk today about application load balancer and network load balancer. There is one more type of load balancer in AWS. We call it gateway load balancer. That one is advanced, and we will talk about it at the end of our course. These are the most common ones, and there is one more also called classic load balancer. This is outdated and no longer used. So you can check it here. One second. We can see here aws.amazon.console and sign into console. So let me just sign in using group's email. Uh, I think I'm not here. So with existing AWS account, yeah, great, because I'm already signed in. So now let me just go ahead and type to go to EC2, for example. Okay, so here I can go here, load balancer. Okay, I can click load balancer here to see the what type of load balancer that we have. We can go here. See, these are the load balancer types. We have application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway load balancer. These are the common ones now relevant. Previously, there was one more called classic load balancer. Okay, but but yeah, but this is outdated. It's not even available in the new syllabus of the AWS certification. So we will focus on this two in our today's session, which are relevant. And this one, okay, actually is a little bit advanced and complicated. We cannot set up a trail. Difficult to set up the lab for this. So we will see if we can do something about it on the end of the course. Like we will have one session for this. We'll include. We'll try to talk about it a little bit. Our focus will be on this too. So for people who don't know what load balancing is. Okay, load balancing in cloud computing is the process of distributing incoming network traffic and application workload across multiple servers, virtual machines, or containers. Okay, this is what load balancing is. Distributes traffic and workload, application workload across multiple servers or virtual machines or containers. Okay, it ensures no single resource is overburdened, optimizing performance, maximizing throughput, reducing latency, and providing fault tolerance also to prevent downtime. So this is the main definition of load balancing, basically. Let's say you have multiple servers. Okay, so so all the servers they are set up to give you the same content, like the same website or something. Okay, and we will use load balancing it to all the requests will go to the through the load balancer. Okay, and the load balancer will distribute the traffic based on the health of the server, which server is more. So basically, it acts as a traffic hop, routing client request to the best available server. And it also has a health check feature. Load balancer continuously monitors server health. If a server fails, traffic is automatically rerouted to a functional server. This increases fault tolerance. Okay, so it automatically checks. Okay, to check to confirm that if the server is alive or down, or yeah, based on that, if it is down, for example, it can route the traffic to another server that is working. Scalability allows adding or removing server based on demand without disrupting service. Yeah, since we all the requests will go through the load balancer, okay, we can add or remove servers as much as we can. Yeah, we want. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, this is the main definition of so. The two things that we need to try today is application load balancer and network load balancer. So the difference is application load balancer works at layer 7, application layer, meaning it understands HTTP traffic and HTTPS traffic. It can check the URL, headers, cookies, request bodies. Yeah, that's the main thing. The yeah, unlike a network load balancer, network load balancer doesn't work with the HTTPS. It works only with TCP. This is important. Okay, so NLB works in layer 4 TCP. Okay, meaning it only sees TCP UDP without awareness of what's inside them. Okay, the second important difference is application load balancer understands HTTP. Okay, that means it can make smart routing decision. This is important because this is what we will practice today. Okay, for example, send to this path. It's for example, you said like for if the user put this path to access his, to on the URL, then it's going to send them to the server that has this path set up. Okay, okay. If the user puts this path, it's going to send them to another server that contains this path. Okay, that's the idea of routing, but it only routes based on IP address and port. This is NLB, network load balancing only routes based on IP and port. Okay, so these are the main differences between two. And static IP, also network load balancing provide a static IP per availability zone. Okay, or you can assign as an elastic IP. Okay, we have to make sure to assign elastic IP when we configure network load balancing. It has to have elastic IP. ALB can use anything, the domain name dynamic IP, making NLB right when client needs to have a specific IP. So these are the thing. Okay, just understand that ALB, application load balancer, is a smart router that reads your traffic. Okay, this is important. And network load balancer is ultra pipe, fast pipe that moves it. Okay, let's go ahead and try to do it, see it how it works in practice. Okay, now first thing we need to do, what we need to do is go ahead and yeah, first we have to set up instances actually. Okay, I'm going to set up two instances. Okay, I don't need this one. This has to be yeah, it's already terminated. Okay, I'm going to set up two Windows servers. Okay, let me just set up Excalibur here. So let me just take this down. Yeah, I'm basically going to have two servers here, and I'm going to have one more here. Okay, okay, and I'm going to set up the load balancer here. And yeah, I'm going to set up. Yeah, 1 second. Towards here. Yeah, so this one we're going to say is Windows Server 1, and this one is going to be Windows Server 2. Mm, Windows Server 2. Yeah, so basically, we have a load balancer here. So mention here the load balancer, balancer, right? And we will also set up here IIS, IIS, IIS. Okay, this is used to create a Windows server, like a web server. Okay, so web server, and this is going to, we will put inside this web server. We're going to put, uh, first of all, to check the application. Yeah, to check the application, we're going to put test.html file. Okay, this one we are going to use it for health check, and then we're going to put text folder. This is a folder, text folder. Under this folder, we're going to have like, I'm going to put like 01.html. Okay, just some data here. Okay, and here, what we will do in server one, we're going to set the same thing. We're going to have test.html. This has to be same, because this is what the load balancer is going to use to check whether to do health checks, to make sure that both are alive, like the server is alive. Okay, it's going to use this one, test.html. So make sure that it's available. Both servers have this one. Okay, and on the server one, I'm just going to use image. I'm going to create a folder and call it image. Okay, I'm going to put 0.jpg or png or whatever, any image I will put inside this one. Okay, I'll put two different image, yeah, two or one image like this. Okay, the idea is, okay, what I want to do actually is just like, when I let me add here my PC. Okay, just put here, yeah, so let me put here uh, uh, my PC, or client PC. Okay, this is it. Okay, so basically the idea is, the thing that we want to achieve is actually, whenever a client visits, like for example, HTTP dot this let's say application ALB, ALB dot DNS or something, DNS or whatever .com. Okay, this is just a URL. Okay, this is the URL that we set up for our load balancer. Okay, so yeah, for load balancer. When the client, copy this one. Yeah, this is the URL for the load balancer, the DNS that we got when we created the load balancer here, application load balancer. Okay, so what we need to do is, for example, when I put here slash and I add here, this is the URL, right? So let's say, assume that I want to, I'm the client. Okay, I'm the client. From my PC, I'm just going to go. I want to access text dot, just text path. Okay, and I'm going to, inside text there, I'm going to type 0.01 HTML, no point, yeah, 01 HTML. Okay, so it should route me through to this one, right? It will go to the load balancer, and the load balancer is going to take me to the this one. Why? Because I chose I am the text folder. I wrote the path text here, right? You see this one, this text, the path text. So since this text folder is inside the Windows server here, it's going to take me to this folder, and then it's going to output whatever is inside this 001 HTML. Okay, that's the output I'm going to get. Okay, but assume that I decided to change this one, the path that I was using here. I change it to image, and I change this one to 01.jpg or whatever. Remember, we put image here, right? So image here is going to check this path. Okay, if it's image, it's going to go through, and this one is just going to change it. The load balancer is going to send it here. Now it's going to send me to this PC. Okay, to this server, because the image is going to, the load balancer is going to check the path here. The application load balancer, it's going to see that the route this path, route the request to this one, and it's going to display this image for the client. This is what we call application load balancing, basically. And yeah, we have different concepts like target route groups, but we will see how to do this. We'll implement this one. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. Okay.
So we're going to create two instances now. We're going to create Windows server 1 for the first instance. I'm going to choose Windows here, and I'm going to leave this as default, and this one we can create a new pair of here we call it win G1, and we'll create a key pair, download it, keep it here. Then we need to create a security group. I think we should also allow HTTPS and HTTP traffic from the internet, actually anywhere. So now what we need is we also have to edit here. We have to make sure to choose the availability zone. You know it. Yeah, we'll use US East 1A for this server 1, but for server 2 we have to use a different availability zone. We have to make sure that both servers are on a different availability zone for best practice. And don't forget to enable HTTP and HTTPS, because that's how we are going to access it. And launch the instance. And once it's done, first thing I want to do is actually test it, just to make sure it's working or no. Before I do anything, I want to check if I can. Let me go ahead. This is the one still pending, but we got an IP. So yeah, let's try to get the password. We'll go here, security, get Windows password, and yeah, we have to wait for some time. Let's refresh this. Yeah, still we have to wait some time. Okay, this might take some time, so let's just wait. So basically what we are doing now, we're doing this one, this server. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to install IIS server, web server role on the Windows server. Then I'm going to do this one. Let's go ahead and refresh it again. Again, it's still not. The instance is not. It's running now, but status check. I think now we will be able to access it. Let's go ahead. Go to security. Get window password. Upload the private key. Decrypt it. So this is going to be our password. Okay. So now that we have this, let's open a new terminal here, private key, so I can see them side by side. I will have an instance here, so I can yeah, I can try it now. Win server, yeah. Let me go ahead and check the public IP. This is the public IP, so I'm just going to put this here, paste it, and we have to put the password, which is this one. Let's paste this one. So there must be an issue here. Control V. Let me check. Let me check because I think show options. Okay. Let me close this one. Let me open it again. This has to do something to do with the connection here. Paste this one. No. Let me paste the. Let me copy the Windows Server one here. Let me just copy this one. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I'm going to put the username, which is administrator, and the password, we're just going to copy it from here and paste it from here. Still it's not working. Let's see if we are using the right address. Let me check here. It worked before. I don't know why it's not working now. Let me check. Maybe it's all disabled. So let me check the VPN here. Okay. I can try this one on my side. On my PC, there was an issue, even if you noticed. So I will try the DNS. Let me try the public DNS because maybe it will work with the DNS. Yeah, let me try administrator here. Administrator, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the password, which we can find it on the here, like we had it here. We get Windows password, upload this one, right? WinKey, decrypt it, and copy this one. Let's just paste it here and see what we can get. Again, same. So I won't be able to access it actually. This is a common issue that I've been facing for a while. Let me see, something to do with me actually, with the PC. Let me try to do this one. Administrator. Yeah, it's working now. Great, we got access to the Windows server. Just give it some time. It's going to load. Yeah, so now we get access to the Windows server. Great. So what I need to do actually from my side is open server manager, because first thing we need to do is install IIS. Going to install the web server. Now give it some time, then we'll add the roles and the feature. Now it's not going to work because it's going to ask me to do this, so we just give it some time. Okay, let's try now. No. Let me try one more time. No. Refresh. Yeah, we got it. So now we can just click next. You can click next, leave everything as it is, default, and then click next. Yeah. This page shows the surrounding server. Just give it some time. It's going to take time because it's our server is actually very slow. Because if you remember, we chose the lowest, so to save the host. So let's just give it some time. The page shows servers that are running in Windows Server. Okay, let me just cancel this one. Okay, let me add roles and features again. Let me go ahead, click next, click next. Still taking too much time. Let me pause it so I can just until it finishes loading to save us time. Yeah, so now it came. So now we just have to select here the Windows server, the web server, sorry, and add the features here and click next, and just click next again and next. So just click, don't do anything, just leave everything as default and click next. And now install the web server. Okay, okay, just give it some time, it's going to install. But until it finishes installation, we can check our instance settings here. We can go here and check the settings that we did on our Windows server. Yeah, so we can check the security, for example, which is the most important part, the security group. Let's make sure that we can access using HTTP and HTTPS, which is the ports are allowed. So that's a good sign. And outbound, okay. So this is fine. And yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's give it some time. So until it finishes, we can also do something like we can launch another instance for Windows Server for the second one, right? You'll have two. Windows Server 2. This is the second Windows Server. Okay, the same as everything will be similar as the second one, the first one. So the key, I'm just going to use the same key actually. I'm not going to change. I'm going to use the same key, which was this one, I think. The latest. It was Windows Server. Let me go to downloads and see what did I download the last. WinKey 1 Prim. I think this is the one that I downloaded. So I'm going to use the same one. So okay, it's not showing here. So yeah, here WinKey 1, I think. Let me just use this one. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to use this one. And we have to allow HTTPS and HTTP. Yeah, that's very important. And don't forget to edit this one and give it a different availability zone than the first server. First server we put server 1, we put A, right? Now this one I'm going to put B. So it will be on different availability zone. Now let me launch this instance as well. And yeah, So yeah, so we finished this one, and just give it some time. It's going to launch. And let's go back to our installation. Still, it's still installing. So let's just give it some time. And we can also verify the second server, the security. Yeah, again, we can access it using HTTPS and HTTP, which is good sign also. So the only thing remaining is to install this one, and we're going to be fine. Okay, just let's wait for some time for this to finish. Okay, let's see what time we have. Okay, I think let me pause the video. Okay, the installation actually has succeeded and completed. So I'm just going to, let's just minimize it or close it, leave it. So let's go ahead and go to IIS. You can access it from tools, IIS here. And we can see, yeah, you can see that it's installed here. This is basically our server, our IIS server. Yeah. So what we can do actually from our side, the first thing that we need to do actually is just go ahead. Before doing anything, I think we should try to access this from our yeah, we should see what we will get. We should try to access it using our browser here. So let me check using the IP. Let me try with the DNS as well. It's not working. Let me check if because we're using it should work actually, but let's try HTTP. Let's try using HTTP instead of HTTPS. Yeah, so it's working now. So you see, this is our server. Okay, the IIS server, we can access it from our PC using the IP. So right now, what I want to do is go to this PC on the server. Okay, I'm just going to go to inetpub here and www root. First thing I want to do is actually edit this one. I have to edit IIS start this page that we were able to get. I'm going to write something here. I'm going to write Windows Server 1, just so we can identify when the load balancer routes us to different the other servers, so we can know which server we are on right now. So let me just write here SER. I'm going to write here 1. Okay, and I'm going to save it. Okay, once you save it, you can see from here actually when you refresh, it should be updated. Yeah, this is SER1. So this is good. And now let's go ahead and continue creating the files that we were planning to create. Let's go to new here, new folder. This is server 1, so I'm going to create the text folder, and we need to also create one more file here, text document. I'm going to call it test. This is actually going to be test.html, but one second. I'm going to just go ahead and name it test, and I'm going to save this one. This is what the load balancer is going to use to check the health of the server, whether it's up or down. It's going to do that using this file. So I'm going to save this one, and it has to be the same. This test.html has to be the same on both the servers. And inside text folder, we said we are going to have a text file. So let me open here, and here I'm just going to mention hello and 01, right? I'm going to save this one. Save us. I'm just going to change this one to 01.html, and I'm going to save this one as well. And I'm going to have one more also, 02. I'm going to save this one as 02. New. Save us. Let me just change this one. Change the name to 02.html. So we can save this one. Now we are almost there. Let me just remove this one. Delete this one. So we are done here. Okay, we were in our configuration here. We are done. So you can actually verify if you want from here. You can verify from here using the path. Let's say I go to text here and I go to 01.html. It's going to give me hello 01, right? Same thing. If I change this to 2, it's going to give me the other one. So right now this server is set up already, so there's nothing more we need to do here. So we need to focus now. We need to move on to the second server, the other server 2. Okay, server 2, we just need to go back here, remove this one, go to Windows Server 2, which I believe we already created, but it's not showing here. Yeah, this is Windows Server 2. Here what we need to do is actually let us just copy the public IP address. Okay, open this one. I'm not sure if it's we can try the IP. Okay, let's try the IP, no problem. If it doesn't work, we're going to try the DNS, because administrator usually it works. It's just that on my PCs I think there is some issue there. Windows Server, and I'm going to go here, instance security, get Windows password, upload private key. This one is the private key, decrypted, and this is the password, right? And I'm going to paste this one. Paste. Okay. Yeah, it's not working, so it's okay. So let us just go ahead and change this one. Change this one with the domain public DN. This for Windows Server 1, right? Let's try Windows Server 2. Let me try this one for Windows Server 2. No, let's go back here. Let me try Windows Server 2. I'll try the public DNS. You can use the IP, public IP also. You can try both. If one doesn't work, we can try the other one. We'll connect this one. I'm going to try administrator. Okay, and I'm going to check, make sure this password we got is from Windows Server. Yeah, correct. So let me put the password here. Control V. Click OK. Again, didn't work. It didn't work for the credential used to connect. So it didn't work because there is some issue here. Let me check. Let me see what I did here. Let me turn on the VPN. I will try to do this one. Let's see now. Again, same. Connect. And Control V. Let me actually check if the password is correct again. Security change, get Windows password. Win key 1. So let me go ahead and I think this one. So this is the key pair and decrypt it. Copy this one. And let me just close this one for a moment. Close this. Close all the sessions. Now let me open a new session here. Okay. Let me just put the password. Again, it's creating these issues with me. 1 second. Let me remove this one. Turn this off. And let me turn off the firewall as well. Disable for 10 minutes. And disable the smart firewall as well for 10 minutes. Let me just paste this one and see now if it will work. Let me just go ahead and pause the video because this is actually PC. Yeah, I just got connected to the PC. So let's just wait. This is the server. So in the server as well, we're supposed to do the same thing we did in the first one. So I'm going to install the Windows server. Yeah, so great. So give it some time. It's going to be able to do that. Just until it finishes, we can just have a look on our board here. We said on Windows Server 2, we're going to do, the name is actually, we will put one here and here because actually the features match more with the server 1 because this is what we did on server 1, right? We specified the test and text folder on server 1. So on server 2, we're going to do like this. We're going to have an image folder instead of the web server. So let me prepare by getting any AWS images, any image for AWS. Like I can just like have saved this one. It doesn't really matter. You can just copy any 2 images, okay, and rename this one to be rename 01, and it's actually PNG. 1 second. I don't know where it is. Okay, property, change PNG, make it, make it 01.jpg, or keep it PNG. It's okay, and it doesn't really affect that much. Put this, copy this one, put it here. 1 second. Where is it? We have 2 images here. 1, okay, we have 01 here. Copy this one and paste this one. Paste it here. And 2 also we have here, one ready made. copy this one and paste it on the server because we're going to use it actually. And once we did this, we can open server manager. This is the server manager. And just give it some time to load. Okay, let's try now. Add roles and features. Yeah, so click next, next, next. Yes, and choose web server IIS, add features, click next, and next, and next, next, next. Just leave everything as it is, install. So let me pause the video because this also is going to take a while. So okay, it's done actually. Now we can continue. Close this one and open. Don't need to open IIS, but we can open it from here. Now let's go to folder. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the folder. I'm just going to go to C and create the path. Yeah, I can go to this PC and I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the previous server, except here we're going to use www.root. First thing before I do anything, I have to change this one. So we can differentiate between them. I'm going to just make mention here SEER, and I'm going to put here 2. Save this one. Yeah, save this one. Yeah, so now let me go ahead and create a folder, name it images. Okay, and inside this folder actually we should put the images here from the desktop, these 2 images that we copied. These 2 images, we should cut this one, cut it and put it inside images here. Yeah, so actually one is PNG, one is JPG. Okay, just so we know, the first one is .png, the second one is JPG. So now let me just create the new text folder here. This is going to be our test file. Just going to be here, test, and I'm going to save it here. Save us, and yeah, I'm just going to call it test.html. same as the previous, same as the file that we created in the previous server and the other server. So we've done this here and remove this text. Delete this one, and before we close the server, let us just check one time, make sure that it's actually working. We can access it. Let me just open this one, or just copy the IP, because actually just copy the IP here and put it. Let me see if it appears. Yeah, so just remove the PS. For some reason HTTPS is not working, so put HTTP. Let's see if it will work with HTTP. Yeah, we got it. This is server 2, so it's working. So now we can, let's see if we can access the image to see how it looks. Let's just add image here, images, put 01 JPG. I think it was 02 the JPG, right? 01 was PNG. Yeah, this is working. So 01, yeah, if you put this PNG 01 is actually PNG, so it's working. So now that we have set up our web servers, now we can close this. Well, we finished the setup part. Now we need to start configuring the load balancing. Okay. First thing, what we need to do is actually create something called target groups. Okay. Target groups. Target groups, okay, is just like when you, yeah, just so I can show you the definition of what they mean actually. So, no, yeah, target group is when we want to link the load balancer. When we create a load balancer later, we're going to link them to these groups. Okay, this is target group, can be made from one or more targets. Your load balancer routes requests to targets in the target group to perform health check on the targets. Okay, so right now let's just use this one, leave it like this, and the target group name I'm going to use T group. Okay, and yeah, make it capital T group. Here protocol, I'm going to leave it HTTP, and the port number is 80. The IP address is v4. Okay, and here the health check. Okay, the associated load balancer periodically sends requests per the setting below to the registered target to test their status. Okay, so we can just specify here test.html. This is the files that we created on these servers, right? And next step, what we need to do is actually just next. And here is going to give us an option to select. We're going to choose both Windows Server 1 and 2 here. Okay. Yeah, and then include as pending below. And then click next. And then create target group. So this is one target group we created. Okay. So this target group, okay, we created for port 80. That means anyone trying to access the servers, like we did here, for example, we're using the like here, like this. Okay, like this. Like if they try to access the server port 80 without typing the path here, they're going to the load balancer is going to choose. We're going to route them either to Windows Server 1 or 2. Okay, that's it. And the next part, we have to create another work group. Actually, create a target group here. This group, I'm going to create it for images path. images. Okay, the images is we said it's on Windows Server 2, right? Here the health path, actually the health check status, this we have to make it same. Okay, so click next. Okay, and here we're going to choose only the Windows Server 2, because remember Windows Server 1 we put the text path, right? Windows Server 2 is the image path, so just select it there, same port 2080, and click next and create target group. So we just created a target group for this, and there is one more target group that we need to create, and that's for the texts, for the texts. Okay, for those people who will use the text path. Okay, just put here test.html, and yeah, that's about it. Create next. Here we're going to choose the Windows Server 1, and next, and create target group. So that's it. We have now 3 target groups. Okay, here in this target group we added both the targets, Windows Server 1 and Windows Server 2, right? This is for clients who try to access the web server. Okay, they don't try to put any path. Okay, and this two are for the text is for target group is for clients who use the path text. Okay, image is for clients who use the path images to this. But still there is, now we go to load balancer. Here, if you see here under EC2, there is an option, there is a menu here, load balancer. Here is how we create. You create load balancer. Here's where we create. We choose application load balancer. Create it. We're going to name the application load balancer ALB. ALB. Okay, for now. Yeah, and here we have 2 options. We can either leave it as it is, which is internet facing, serves internet facing traffic, has public IP and DNS, or for internal, serves internal private IP. Of course, we're going to leave it as it is because our instance use the public IP, right? So here we will just leave it as it is, as in IPv4, and we'll go down. We have to choose the availability zones. Okay, which is A and B. These are the 2 zones that we're using. Okay, yeah, and security group, this is very important. Okay, this is where you will face issues, like if you face any issues. So it's better to create a new security group here. Okay, and yeah, create a new security group. Okay, create a security group here, call it load balancer, NLB, no, ALB, security, or ALB port, ALB, just put it 80. We need port 80 and 445, right? So I'm just going to copy this one. This is the name, just the name. You can put anything here. It's just a description. Security group name and description. So here we need to add the inbound rule. Okay, one for HTTP. Okay, anywhere. And we need to add one more for HTTPS. Okay, again, anywhere. So right now we can create security group here. Okay, we just created security group, and I want to link the security group to my load balancer. I can do it, I prefer to do it here from the load balancer here. I just search here ALB. I'm going to find it. If I don't find it, just refresh. ALB, yeah, it's this one. No, I think it's this one. It's actually set AL, not ALB, because yeah, AL, yeah. So this is the security group that I created. Okay. So listener and routing. Okay, this part. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Here I'm going to choose my target group, the T group. Okay, the one where I put both the servers, both the instances inside. We create a target group, right? We create one target group and we put both instances inside it. So the default is used if no other rules apply. Choose the default action for the traffic to listen. So you will choose this T group, and then we're just going to click create load balancer. Done. So we just created a load balancer. Okay. Still, we didn't finish our job, but let us go ahead and try something. Go to load balancer here. Click this is the load balancer that we created. Select on it, and just you will find a DNS here, or give it some time because it's still provisioning. So just give it some time, let it provision, and okay, let me refresh it. I think it should be done now. Still provisioning. Let me refresh again. Yeah, still provisioning. So let's give it some time. Okay, and we're going to test something. Then we're going to do the final. There's one thing remaining for us to do, actually, one small thing, and then we'll close it. Let me refresh it again. Yeah, it's active. You see the state is active. So right now I'm just going to go to look for something for DNS here, DNS name. Okay, this is the DNS name. Okay, we're going to use it to access the load balancer. We can just paste it here and see what happens. Yeah, you can just remove the HTTPS because actually, yeah, see, we just got 2, right? Let's refresh. We're supposed to get 1 after some time. Refresh again. I think it's because of the cache. We have to remove the cache. But the idea is sometimes it will give you this server 2, sometimes it's going to give you server 1, sometimes server 2. Yani, we can go ahead and just no, close this one. Just go and but you know what? Let me just take this one and open it on the same URL. I'm going to just paste it here on another browser. See what you will get. Still server 2, right? It's okay. Let me just go ahead and try to refresh here. Refresh. I should be getting at least 1. It's going to change, but just give it some time. Let me go ahead and delete browsing data. Yeah, clear now. And let Let me go ahead and refresh this one. Refresh. I should be getting server 1 also, actually. Refresh this one, not just server 2. And let me try to open an incognito mode here. Okay, let me check the instances actually. Let's make sure that both server 1 and server 2 are live. Let me check the load balancing here. We can go to the target group here. We can check the health check. Okay, and let's see if they are both alive or not. No, let me go to the target group actually. Health check unused. I think there's an issue here with the health check. Actually, it's not even associated with the... But it should be associated. 1 second. The T group should be associated. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this one. Go to the health check. Yeah, both are healthy. That means it's all okay. There is no issue. So we should be able to access both Windows Server and the server. So there is no issue. So we should be able to get actually one. Sometimes, yeah, you see, I got one. See, I got one here, here too. So it's like, sometimes it will give you one, sometimes it will give you two. Okay. Server 1, server 2. That's the idea. Okay. But what we tried just now is actually this one. Just a basic load balancing. Like sometimes it will give you server 1, sometimes server 2, right? But there is one more step we need to do, okay, for routing. So that when we put here, for example, the path, it's going to take me to where I want it to go, to the server where the path is available. We have to click on the load balancer, go to listening and rules. Here we have rules here. Okay, this is the HTTP 80. We click the rules, and here we have option to add rules. Click add rules and add a condition here, path. Okay, here I'm going to put the path text. Okay, I'm going to say if the user adds text path, go ahead and just forward to target group. Yes, you can just choose the target group text here. This is the target group that we created earlier, and click next. Done. I'm going to name it text. Yeah, I'm just going to name it text. Priority, okay, the priority level. Yeah, okay, fine. Next. Okay, I'm going to create one more rule. Okay, there is one more rule that we need to create for same path. Going to use for images, and I'm going to choose the target group for if the path to the images. Click next. I can just make it 2 or whatever. Okay, add rules. So right now what we need to do is go ahead. Okay, now that we set this one, now let's go ahead and try to move to change the path. Let's try to type text here. Okay, remember this is server 2. Okay, so this the text is in server 1, right? So 01.html. It's going to navigate to 01. to the server 1, right? You see what it did there? And let me change this to image, images, and change this .html to png, showing me the image from the other server. You see, this is the idea of the load balancing. Okay, based on the application-based load balancing, based on the path, it's not change. It's taking me to the another server, to the server, to routing me to the server with this path, the path that I mentioned here. So that's the idea of application load balancing, and that's it for this section. Okay, now let's move on to network load balancing. Okay, network load balancing, basically, let me open Excalibur here. So network load balancing is, we're going to have, we don't need this stuff actually. We don't need this one, the image folder and stuff, we don't need it. Let me show you what it means. And the text folder also, we don't need it. Keep the test.html for health checks, but others we don't need to do anything. Okay, so in our case, what we will do is we're just going to do, for example, here we're going to configure this server, okay, for example, to be accessible using port 8080. No, make it 9090. Okay, right now it's only accessible with port 80, right? But we're going to make it accessible with both this. Okay, so here on this server we need it to be accessible using port 8080. Okay, and port 80. Okay, and what we need to do, yeah, so the idea is, if a user, for example, here types here let's remove this image, this path. Let's say he types here 9090. Okay, let's just assume that he types this. Where do you think it's going to go? It's going to go exactly here, to this one. It's going to go to the load balancer. The load balancer is going to take it to the Windows Server 2. Okay, based on the port. Okay, not the path now. Remember, this network load balancing is based on L3. It doesn't know what is the content of your request response, the URL. It cannot read that, the path and stuff. It's just going to check your protocol, the port number here, for example, going to take you here to this server. If you use here, change the port number here, for example, the user changes the port number, tries to go to 8080, he's going to take him this is going to take him here. Okay, it's going to go to the load balancer. The load balancer is going to route him to this server. Okay, so based on the port, it's going to route us to the server. That's the idea. Let's see it in practice. I'm going to use the same setup, but I am going to go ahead and try to access the server because I need to configure the ports. And yeah, before we try anything, so let me go ahead and open AWS. Go to the instances and try to open Windows Server here, and I'm going to use the public. Let's click run here. I'm going to use, okay, let me use this one. Windows Server 1. Going to try to access Windows Server 1, and let's hope we don't face issues as usual. Administrator, and I'm going to go ahead here, security get Windows password, and upload here, decrypt. So copy this one, and let's hope that it's going to work this time. No. Okay, let's just disable this one and try it again. No. So let me just make it work. Okay, now I got access to the first server. Okay, here what we will do is actually, okay, one second. Yeah, here, you see this one, you can go to sites here and you can check the default website here. Okay, or here you can click here, and then what we need to do in IIS is that go to binding here. Okay, this is server 1, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to add here and put port 8080. Click OK and done. And there is one more thing we need to do. We can go to the firewall. We have to enable this port 8080 because it's not going to be able to accept this one. So we can go to firewall. We open firewall. Yeah, we're going to go to inbound rules here. I'm going to create a new rule here. I'm going to click port. I'm going to click next. I'm going to leave TCP. I'm going to choose 8080. So it will allow 8080, allow connection, next, and 8080, next, finish. And that's it. That's all the configuration we need actually here. So let's just, but first I want to confirm that we are actually working on Windows Server 1. Yes, we are. So let's close this one now. Okay, we don't need it. We're done here actually. Yeah. So we are done here. You've been signed out, sign in again. So let me sign in again. I think I have to sign in to here again. No. Let me sign in again, next, and put it here. No need to do anything, skip for now. We will talk about that later. Okay, type. Let me go to the instance for the second one. Okay, which is this one. I'm going to go to actions, security, and get Windows password, upload, WinKey, open, and decrypt. This is for Windows Server 2. So let me get the IP first of all. I need the IP. I think already we signed in, so to open here. No, close this one. Instance. And here I'm going to choose 2, right? Windows Server 2. And I'm just going to copy this one. I'm going to write here remote desktop, and I'm going to type here paste, next, and the password. I'm just going to copy and paste it here. Paste it here. Again, I'm thinking this is no, because I just disabled the antivirus. Okay, let me go ahead and try it one more time. Okay, let me stop this so I can fix this. Okay, we got access to this, to the Windows Server 2, right? Yeah, so Windows Server 2, we're going to do the same thing we did in Windows Server 1, except the port in Windows Server 2 is going to be 9090, right? So let me just go ahead there. and open the server manager and tools, internet information. So here I'm going to go down under the files, go to sites, and go to the default site and click binding, and I'm going to add a port here, and the port is going to be 8080, no 9090, sorry, 9090. So click OK. So this is it, and next we have to go to firewall to enable the inbound port firewall. Yeah, let me just go to the Windows Defender and firewall here. Okay, now I'm going to choose inbound rules here. New rule. Port. Next. Let me type the port here. 9090. Allow the connection. Secure. Next. 9090. Next. Finish. So that's it. So right now I can, before closing, I just want to check something actually. Right now we have set up the ports, right? Do you think we're going to be able to access the page with just the IP and putting the port number like this? You can just, no, let me just copy this one. Copy this one. Do you think now that we just type the IP here like this, type HTTP and type like this, are you going to be able to access the Windows? If you go here, yes, you're going to access. And okay, but this is the single IP, yeah, okay. But what if we tried, since this is server 2, what if we try here 9090? It's not going to work. You're not going to get the result. It's not going to work. The reason why this port is still not working is because we didn't set up a security group here. A security, yeah, that's important. We have to allow both Windows Server 1 and 2 and add it here. It has to be done. I can just click this one and add it here itself, edit inbound, and just add the rule here, right? I'm just going to put something, it has to be custom, and the port is going to be, I forgot which port was it, which this is supposed to be which Windows Server 1 or 2. Let's go ahead and go to the instances. Okay, this is 1, right? So I'm just going to click the security group here, edit inbound rules. I'm just going to add one custom 8080 port, and I'm going to allow anywhere here and save. This is done, and what I will do is actually do the same thing that I did here for Windows Server 2 as well, except in Windows Server 2 we will add, you can go here, security group, and edit inbound. We're going to add one more custom TCP. It's going to be 9090, and anywhere, save it. So let's try to access this here now. Close up, refresh. See, we got access. So now it's working. It's accepting this port. So now it's time to set up our network load balancing, the load balancer. I think also here we need to set up actually a target group. Here we have to set up a target group here, and this is for network load balancing. For network load balancing, let me just call it here T group for NLB. It has to be TCP. Okay, you cannot use HTTP. It's not going to work because the HTTP is only for application load balancer. We have to change it to TCP, and the port I'm going to make it 8080. Okay, I'm going to call it T8080. Okay, and here health check, keep it the same, test HTML. Okay, and what else we have? That's it. And I'm going to choose this first server 1 for this, include pending, and click next and create T group. Okay, this is done, and then let me create one more for T90. Call it 9090. Okay, again we have to use TCP, make it 9090, and for test dot HTML, and click next and choose Windows Server 2, include pending, and next, and create target group. Okay, there is one more thing. I think we should create one also for both. Alaikum salam. Okay, let's continue with let's create one more T group here for 80. No, let's just go ahead and do the load balancer. Let's see how it is first of all. Let's create one network. We go to network load balancer here, create, and then I'm going to call it here NLB. Before I'm going to choose 1 and 2. Here, this is we have to choose actually. We have to assign a static elastic IP here. Okay, we have to choose an elastic IP. So you have to use elastic IP address here for each zone. Okay, then this one I'm going to use it for this zone, and for this zone I'm going to use a different one. Okay, so I'm just going to add security also, security group. Okay, I'm going to add a security group here, create a new security group, create a new security group, create a new security group. We want to create a security group for, I think, let's call it SG. Okay, we just call it here and paste it here. The rules. We are going to allow port. I think we should allow the port TCP here, custom port, yeah, 9090, and allow this one to anywhere, and also we should allow port 8080 anywhere, and we should also allow HTTP
port 80 here. So all these ports should be allowed. So now let me just go ahead and create a security group. And once I did this, I'm going to go ahead and assign it to my load balancer setting here. So I type here and everything SG here. So listener routing, keep it 80. Target group here, actually I'm supposed to choose, I think the one where we are using the port 80. So not the one. So I'm supposed to create another target group here. I'm supposed to create a target group here. Supposed to create a target group here T80. Okay, and I'm going to call it 80. And here I'm going to call it test.html. And this section is actually a port 80. So what we need to do is port 80 is I'm going to select both actually, include the spending. I'm going to click next and create target group. Okay. Once I did this, I'm going to go to load balancers. I'm going to put here the yeah, I'm going to keep it 80 like this. I'm going to target and refresh this one in case the sport 80 is supposed to actually go to try to refresh it. Yeah, well, actually, there is a reason why it's not appearing here. I think it might be because the trust group we created is HTTP. It should be TCP. Okay, TCP will only appear there because we selected TCP. So we have to change it to TCP. Let me try to change it if I can do it from here. I don't think I can do this one. So okay, let me do one thing. Let me just go back. Target groups. Let me create a target group. Let me make here the AT and LB. Okay. Let me choose here TCP. It has to be TCP. And here test.html. Okay. And I'm going to click next. Again, I chose the right include pending below. Let's create this one and create a target group. Okay. Now we can go back to the load balancer set configuration here. If you choose, it's going to appear if you refresh. You see, it's appearing T80 and LB. This is the one that we just created. And now all we have to do is just create load balancer here. And what I want to do actually is try to test this one right now. So to target group, I want to test this one. Okay, let me just go to my load balancer here and check the NLB here. This is the one that we created. This is the ALB, the code application we don't need right now. We can just delete it. It's really after because we already finished confirm with it. So let's wait for it to provision here. Let me refresh it. Let me refresh it. Still it's not coming actually. We have to wait for some time, and I think already we set up all the configuration and everything seems it's going to work fine. Let's just wait for it to become active. Once this is active, we are going to try to access records using the using the port number. It should work. Let's just refresh this one. Okay, for some reason it's taking too much time, and let's just refresh this one. Done, it's active. So now let me go to the DNS name here. Let me copy this one and paste this one here. Let's just on this one. Let me just type HTTP and see what we need. This is the load balancer and DNS. So we should be getting the yeah yeah. So this is what I get when I basically I'm using port 80, right? But let's assume that I want to use port 80, 80. I should get server 1. If everything is working, then I should get server 1. Give it some time, but I think it's actually not the HTTP was. HTTP, yeah, yes. Put it inside. Okay, it didn't do that. Just fine, let me try 1990. Okay, something's wrong. Most likely it's with the security group because it's not here. No, because yeah, because we didn't add listeners actually here. We should add listeners. We should add listeners here. We go to listener, and we are supposed to add the ports each one. Right now we only specified this like for port 80, right? That's why it's not working. We have to add here for 8080. For example, we have to add the target group. We have to forward to target group 8080 and add the listener and add for one more 1990 and send it to target group T1990 and add the listener. Yeah. And you see now we have three listeners. Okay. Now it's going to work. Now if we cancel this and refresh again, we're going to get the data. Yeah, it's going to work now. Let me check. If I put in HTTP, we're supposed to get data actually. We put this one. Just close this one. Then we go to NLB here and copy this DNS and paste it here and 8080 8080. Yeah. So you see now it's working. This is the server one. Okay. If I go to 1990, it's going to take me to server 2. Let's see. It should take me to server 2 actually. Because 8080 got me to server 1, so 8090 should take me to server 2. Let's give it some time. Basically, yeah, this is it. So we just have to make sure that we add the listeners here. And yeah, you see server 2. Okay. So basically, this is the idea of network load balancing, and we have finished our session. So there is one more, and that's it. So there's few things that I need to mention before we move on. We close today's session. It's just that we have few things that I think we should keep in mind, best practices and stuff. And yeah, application load balancer. Talk about this definition. Just remember this configuration. Uh, yeah, for yeah, yeah. So in application load balancer configuration, you have to this is yeah. So the best practices for application load balancing have availability use minimum two availability zones. Okay, this is what we are doing already. And use HTTPS. Remember HTTPS we have to use yeah, use HTTPS with the ACM certificate. And auto scaling, attach target group to auto scaling group. For instance, scale automatically. This part we're going to talk about it. And check use custom endpoint, same like what we did. Don't use this one. And put ALB in public subnet. Put EC2 in private subnet. Yeah. Right now our EC2 is actually in the instance of in public subnet, but we can put it in private subnet as well. The best practice. And for there is few more things that we need to understand, which is EC2 purchasing options. We have spot instances. This we talk about in our previous session. Spot instances use unused AWS EC2 capacity up to 90% cheaper than on demand. Okay, AWS can terminate anytime capacity. So what are spot instances? Spot instance means like AWS will give you unused AWS instances, okay, capacity, okay, which are cheaper. So they're basically saying that instead of no one's using it, so it's just sitting there, so you can use it. It's going to be cheaper, okay, than other options. But there is one drawback with this. That AWS can terminate this anytime if capacity is needed. That's the issue of spot instances. Okay, so and we have other options also. We call it like saving plans. We have like uh, instance saving plans applies to specific instance families. And the reserved instance, this is you reserve EC2 capacity for 1 or 2 or 3 years. That means this is yours. So you reserve this one. Or you can have a dedicated host, physical servers dedicated only to you AWS account. These are physical servers, not virtual service like we saw instances. Physical service that's dedicated for you. You can have this also, which is generally more expensive. And these are the things that we should, the options that we have available. And and that's it. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next session.